If you want to
Welcome everybody. Welcome to another New York session here, and we are walking into the interest rates. We are walking into the interest rates here pretty soon. So I think it's going to be a pretty eventful day. Had some sells coming down towards 133, 133 600, 133 550, but for now we have interest rates coming on really strong. So it's going to be a pretty nice day here today. Um, some people are saying we're going to catch Marlins. Yeah, I think we'll see what happens. Ideally, what happens is normally that they're keeping the rates the same. So when they keep the rates the same, it's considered as good news. But then these votes matter right over here. These votes matter, right? So we'll have to see what happens here. Technically speaking, technically looking like we are approaching, this is a very, very strong level here. 133, 500 is an extremely strong level. Price rejected this on the 15th June around London Open. Price came down and rejected it really, really hard. So we're going to keep this in mind. Some people are looking for buys. I think if you're looking for buys, I think you need to be aware of the fact that if you're looking for buys, if I'm going to be looking for buys, I'm probably going to be looking at a buy stop around 133, 750. So that's what I'm going to look for if I'm looking for a buy stop. Are we going to wait for the news before taking trades? Are we? Are we? Man, there's no we. There's only me and you and them. Me and you and they. They don't want you to win. We want you to win. So right now, we're just waiting right now. Let's take a look on the daily here. Daily actually did what we anticipated from yesterday. Sent an analysis in the Asian session that it should continue moving bearish, fill this wick. It's almost there right now. Looking at the 4 hour here now, let's take a look on the 4 hour. Let's take a look left, right? We're approaching a support here. There's another support now from over there down to 133, 100. This is like 40 pips away. This is another support right over here. Now you see we're looking left and we're identifying levels of supports right here. This is 30 pips away. We have a zone over here. And then if we want to clean things up over here, let's say up over here, let's start cleaning things up and let's start drawing our zones, because once price breaks on the 1 hour, um, let's see, let's bring this down over here. Let's clean this up as well, make it a little narrow. This was a support on the 1 hour time frame right here around 133, 800. So looking on the 30-minute, perfect. That was a support. Awesome. The stage is set. The stage has been set for the pound interest rates here. Raja, I found you on Instagram and finally fixed my sleep schedule, so now I can watch you. Oh, well, what's gonna happen when everyone goes back to their jobs? You know? Yeah, just waiting now. Let's take a look at US 30. Let's take a look at pre-markets here. Pre-markets are, that's over there. They're kind of like not moving. I mean, nothing major happening on pre-markets. Daily is whatever 4 hour is trying to create a support down on US 30. I don't even trade US 30 anymore. I don't know what I'm doing analysis, but it's good to keep your things sharp. So 4 hours approaching some sort of consolidation area. Looking on the 1 hour time frame, it does seem like we are approaching this area. So yeah, US 30 is there. But I'm only going to be looking at GPJPY here for the news and see what's going to happen. I might look for a buy stop at like 133.750, which is around 15 pips away. So let's see if that works out. What else I was thinking was that maybe this move down was like was a liquidity grab for a move up later on with the rates. So we'll have to wait and see. Miles sent a chart. Oh, it's opening. All right. There's nothing on here, man. There's nothing on this chart. I know some people are still in sells. I was in sells. I closed like around 10, 11 pips, but now I'm just waiting for this debauchery to start happening here. Let's take a look at gold. Let's see what gold's up to. Overnight, nothing really happened overnight. London session was pretty straightforward, I guess. I mean, if you look on the candles here on the London session, oh, London session dropped with London Open right from this resistance here around 134, 200. Did another retest and it continued dropping. Interesting. All right, I was considering buys once price broke, but I look like it's rejecting. Resistance formed on the 1 hour, safe sells. Oh, nice, on the 15 minute. Yeah, that's where I had my sells too. I had my sells right over here too. Right over here, I took my sells. Once this candle broke below this recent support, and we had a wick to fill on the left hand side, so I mean, it made sense. It made sense to take sells. Okay, gold is doing what it does not do best. Look at that, just garbage. Really, really hard to trade gold. Extremely difficult. Look on the daily, nothing. Just absolutely nothing. Look at these daily candles, just breaking the highs and lows of the previous daily candles. Just making no sense at all. So probably gonna skip gold here. You're expecting rates to be good for GBP? Yeah, I mean it depends. Like it depends on the voting. Where is it? Right here. I'm expecting a move up. That's what I would expect. Like technically speaking, we're at a very strong support here, 133,500. But I wouldn't be surprised if it keeps on dropping too. So we'll have to wait and see. Anything we say right now, it's all anticipation. It can go up, it can go down. When someone says up, it goes up. They're right. If it goes down, so let's take a look at this chart here. This is support created, resistance formed, agent couldn't break, entered when price closed below support, 15. Oh, nice. Very nice. Beautiful trade. Read that. What's this? Wick. Break of the low. Entry here. Okay. You got entire thing planned over here. Yeah, it looks good. See what happens. Hey, Christopher.
Good morning, Mr. Banks. How are we?
Hey, good. How are you?
Very well, mate. Thank you. Very well. Productive session this morning, so very nice. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, I could see the candles.
Yeah, good. I had some trades from yesterday, actually, pre-Asian. I held from 134.4, so that was pretty nice. And I added a position towards the end of the stream, which was nice as we broke that support. So, yeah, it worked nice in the end. So, but it ranged a bit on the lower time frames, which made it a bit tough. But yeah, with all the news expected, it's kind of, are we pricing in news? Are we not? You've got a lot to think about. We're at a solid kind of 4-hour level now, so maybe a rejection area potentially. But yeah, overall, I think it's pretty nice. So we shall see what happens into. Well, how long we got? We got like half an hour. So yeah, we'll see what unfolds.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Did you take any trades yet? I was a bit late, so I didn't know if you managed to jump in any or.
Yeah, I had a sell around 133,750.
Yep, that's exactly where I was. Yeah, basically on that candle there. Yeah.
Yeah, right over here.
Why do you think 750 is the buying point? What's the reason behind that?
Oh, 750? Yeah, because the reason I was looking at a buy stop at 133,750 was because this is the high of the previous 30-minute candle. So if I want price to go up, it needs to break the high of the previous 30-minute candle, because then that's gonna make price to make more higher highs and higher lows.
Perfect. Thank you.
Right, because like right now we're just making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So when price makes lower high, lows, lows, this means price is going to go down. But for price to go up, it needs to make higher highs and higher lows. So if price is trending down like this, making lower highs, lower lows, and if a candle breaks the high of the previous candle right over here, then it has a higher probability to continue up to make higher highs and higher lows. So that's why I'm gonna look to see. I mean, it depends where this current candle closes before the news, and then I'm gonna decide where my buy stop is gonna be or sell stop is gonna be. Would the buy stop above 135.850 be safer? No, not. I mean, it's up to you. I'm gonna see where candles close, and I'm gonna place a buy stop above like a 30-minute candle or a 1-hour candle, whichever seems safer. But as of right now, it's very hard to say which one's gonna be good because
135 is an awful long way away too.
yeah, exactly. One thing is, I don't expect anyone to trade news. If you trade news and you lose, I think you deserve it. But I mean, just stay patient, man. When is the news? Question mark. Wow.
I think I just said, didn't I? I'm not sure.
Oh man.
First of the morning. Good morning, by the way, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Hello again.
Hello.
Yeah. So we broke below the support. Now prices. This is a range where price is in right now. This is a 32 pip range where price is in right now. Below 133.500, there's another range. This is also like 35 to 40 pip range.
If you look to the left on the 1 hour, you've got a solid where the rejection started on the before.
Yeah.
You can see over here, that's very important, I think.
See, I have a 4K monitor so I can show you guys to the left very easily.
Got a 95-inch screen. I can show the last 6 years.
So 7 years ago, mate, for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what's this? Raja, what do you think that the market has already absorbed the worst possibility of the news, and as Jeevan talks, smart money already anticipates before things happen? Yeah, I mean, from a technical perspective, what I see is that price, I mean, from what my experience of watching news, price has dropped down, right? Dropped down. They're expecting rates to be the same. They're expecting the same votes to see if they're going to change the rates or not. So based on that, I think if the news comes exactly the way they're predicting, I think it's going to be a move up. So with this move down, I think this was a liquidity grab for a move up. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this is a support area which broke below. So I mean, if we come back up above the support area, then this move down would be a fake out, and then you can expect price to, with the news, start pushing it bullish. So far we're just waiting.
Tell me about fake out this morning on gold, man. Fuck.
You're trading
Yeah,
gold?
man. No, it had a nice move this morning.
Nice move, breakout to the upside, then close back in range.
Oh, I see that right now.
Yeah.
It moved
This
very
one,
well.
right?
You're looking, yeah.
I got only 30 pips of that move, and thank God I closed 50% on 30 pips, and the rest was a break even because did a whipsaw all the way down, almost 100 pips.
Damn. Oh, what's this?
Yo, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How long do you typically wait for the news? Oh, wait after the news. Depends, like maybe like half an hour, or at least wait for that candle to close. When you say making high highs, higher lows, is it the body or the wick? Okay. When people ask me if it's the body or the wick, this tells me they don't know nothing about candles. If you don't know about candles, why are you even trying to trade? If you have a candle like this and someone says the high or the low, obviously this is the high of the candle, and obviously this is the low of the candle. I mean, there shouldn't be any question about what's the high or the low of the candle. If you don't if you don't even know what a candlestick is, man, you should not be trading right now.
Baby pips, man.
So dangerous, man. Like people see someone making money online, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this too," without knowing what candles are. It's I don't even know, man. I mean, I hope people can just learn some more things. They can use baby pips more. I think there's a lot of information on baby pips. When news comes and you are already in a position, do you get affected by slippage? See, what's going to happen is when you're in a trade and the news comes out and you stop loss and the news goes against you, there's a very high chance your stop can get slipped. That has happened, you know, and then you can take a bit of a more loss. But if the news goes in your direction, then obviously you're going to make money. But sometimes, you know, if you have a TP, your TP can get slipped too, so you can make even more money. That has happened to me once. It was gold, CPI, and
Yep. Had that before, but you notice no one ever
Yeah.
complains about that, right? They never say, "Oh, look, this happened." It's always the other way. It's always the bad side.
Hey, Mr. Broker, how come my TP got slipped?
Yeah, never. But you slipped my stop loss every time.
Yeah.
And the people who emailed the broker, hey, can you give me my money back? Because my stop loss was slipped.
Did you take a position? No. I am in no trades. What's this? News probably gonna push GJ up, then nice sells here. Yep, looks good. Looks good. For you to make a move, do you want to see the candles close above support resistance lines or break above? I would want them to break and close above. Break and close above. Like this was the previous support, which now turns into resistance. Um, this is going to be interesting how news plays out. We still got 17 minutes left here. What's this? Trend break, looking for buys. Okay, looks good. EuroCAD, you're expecting price to move up. I think your stop is way too big. Your stop could be below this area here. Otherwise, looks good. You guys think price would break the resistance or hold it? Then we take sells. I don't know. We're not sure until the candle closes, so we're waiting. Over how many trades do you analyze to find win percentage? I think like 100 trades, 100, probably like minimum 50.
Yeah, I think so. Or over a time period at least, like 3-4 months or something. Or
Yeah. I'd say like 50 disciplined trades where your trade was planned out. It's not like I took a trade and then I took some more trades and I'm just going to count the ones I want to count. No.
yeah, like you planned out ones that where you stuck to your plan and followed everything you should have. They're the ones, aren't they?
What's the reason for you changing your lot sizes? Does it depend on your confidence in the trade? So this week I've been using 2 lots instead of my regular 10 and 5s because there's some things are changing personally, financially, so I'm being very risk averse. Missed out on an awesome trade during Asian session. I think my analysis was right, but got stopped out a tiny bit. Any advice? Yeah, so just look at that and try to figure out how you could have taken the opposite trade. And then you're going to learn some new things. We got 15 minutes. All right, let's take a look at this chart. I think it looks good. What is this? GJ? This is old chart. Yeah, this could have gone good. I think you have a 4K screen too. Or it's the normal 1080p. All those root canals are costing you big bucks. Yeah. Do you think these live streams are changing the markets? I hope so. I I hope our tiny efforts are moving the market, but I really doubt it.
Moving the market, I think it's changing people's discipline levels and stuff, making
Yeah.
people a lot more aware to things.
All right, let's take a look at this chart. This is UJ 30 minute. Once price breaks zone, looking for buys. I think what you can also do is if you can see a support forming here, you could still look for buys for price to continue moving up, right? Let's take a look at that. USDJPY. So if you look at JPY, let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours is trying to go bullish. It's approaching some sort of support here to the left. There's a major support at 107,200 here as well. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour is creating a support, right over here. It's creating a support. They're like clean candles to the left hand side on the 1 hour to trying to go up. Now this is a 15, 16 pip range. The 15-minute candle just started, so let's take a look on the 15-minute. Yeah, I think it's creating a support on a 30-minute time frame. I mean, for it to continue moving up, you'd want this 30-minute to stay bullish because, once we're making this candle made a high and a higher low. If this closes bullish, it's going to make a higher high and a higher low. And then you have a 12, I think like a 13 pip range going up. Your stops could be around 6-7 pips. So yeah, I think it's going to be a probable idea. Is it worth setting buy stops, sell stops above this current range, anticipating news to push? Yeah, I mean, what I'm looking at right now, the way it's forming, I'm probably going to be using buy stops above a 30-minute candle or a sell stop below a 30-minute candle. So we'll see what happens here. This zone is very important, right? So I'm going to keep this in mind. Will I be able to get magic keys shipped to me in Africa? You can order, but if it gets stolen, it gets stolen. We can't control thieves.
Actually, I had that question this morning. Have you got a list of where you can and can't, or not?
Yeah, we have a list. Like some countries in the Middle East, some countries like Far East, like Philippines, Malaysia.
Okay.
We can't send stuff there yet because of the COVID restrictions.
Fine. Okay, mate.
Yeah.
No, so someone asked about South Africa, and I wasn't sure, to be fair. So I said just send an email or something and check. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. South Africa, we sent 2 packages. We sent a bunch of packages. Two got stolen.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we decided to stop it.
Sensible.
Singapore, I think we're going still to Singapore. Hey, here's a news idea on GJ. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, see. What's this? Could be liquidity grab at the moment, but the whole move down could be a big liquidity to go up. Sell stop here, buy stop somewhere over here. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, it's quite a fair drop since Asian, isn't it, really? We look at how far we've actually moved. It's a big move.
Like, this has been a massive move this week again. Oh,
wait. Oh, there you go. Racetrack.
Let's take a look at this chart. Your JPY, clean move to the left. Candle closes above range. You're looking for buys. Yeah, looks good. I think it's kind of like ranging, but it's also making a support down here. Pretty small, can't really see it. But yeah, the buys should be up if this 30-minute candle closes bullish.
Have you looked at the monthly chart at all?
On GJ?
Yeah, sorry. Because we were talking about this for a couple of weeks now about having no lower wick and where it's starting to reject from a high time frame level. If you look to the left, the kind of consolidation areas. I know it's monthly and it's not really what we play, but just based on that type of the zones to the left, higher up, it's kind of rejecting from potentially. And,
yeah, I mean, if this monthly candle goes bearish, then I don't know what GJ monthly candle's trying to do.
That's right. Yeah, I'm going to lose complete
it went
sense
all
of what's
the
going
way,
on.
and then all the way back down.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah. Why don't you create an FAQ for all the questions? People still won't read them. Trust me. We've tried everything. People just don't read. That's the problem. Man, people can't even read this Forex Factory calendar and see what time the news is. You think they'll read the FAQs? No, man. The human society, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, don't go down that road, mate.
Yeah, we got 8 minutes left here. See, if this candle closes here, I might have a buy stop above this candle into this zone around 133,900. My stop is going to be, man, yeah, it's going to be a pretty big stop. But at the same time, if you're placing buy stops and sell stops, you're really expecting price to continue moving bullish or bearish. All right. Oh, what's this? Wait for low time frame resistance to form to sell. That looks good. Could happen. You could get this sell. There's a 1 in 3 chance of a massive disaster that could be worse than the C word, says Deutsche Bank. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how these things happen. Have anybody noticed that almost always at 6:15, 6:30 we see a push?
You know what, the way this has moved, I'm kind of contemplating maybe going the other direction, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's, I don't know, it's just the way it's pushing up now. We haven't got long left, and you know, overall it's been pretty bearish, right? So, I'm not sure. Tough one.
See, my biggest fear is that if I have a buy stop at, within this range, expecting this to be a fake out in price, breaking this high and coming up, my only problem is that what if, all right, I'm just going to mute people who are not really speaking because background noises. Because price can come up, activate the buy stop, and then come back down and start ranging here for movement later on in the session.
Yeah. Okay, I can make
That's
sense.
That's the only downside of having a buy stop here. Or a sell stop at like.
Yeah, I'm gonna put one. Yeah, I'm gonna put one down the lower side just to see because if this is pushing up before the news and it can't really keep up momentum based on the overall high time frame pressure now, it might just be a fact that it's pushed up as much as it can. Might just fly down. See, it's gonna be fun either way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sell stops. Yeah, I'm pretty debating. Like, the only thing is I don't want the buy stops and sell stops to be really far away from market price. I want them to be at least like 10, 11, 12 pips away, but at the same time, the spread is going to expand, and that expansion of spread can activate your pending orders as well.
I'm gonna put a sell stop at about 55, I think.
Because if the trend is still bearish, this one time what happened was they kept the rates the same, the watch were the same. I had a buy, I took a buy, price went up. And price went up due to the fact that, like, things were all the same, so it was conceived as good news.
Yeah, 100%.
And then it started dropping.
Yeah, we could well get a similar thing. I think. It's just, I mean, nothing's really changed, but I mean, things are starting to progress here as well. Going back to work and this, that, and the other. So, yeah, we'll see.
Interesting. 4 minutes left. When there's going to be like around 2 or 1.5 minutes left, I'm going to place my buy stops and sell stops.
Yeah, I've done that before and then got caught out before it happened.
Yeah. See, if you're a beginner and this is your 4th month trading or 5th month trading, this is not for you. You should just close the charts, walk away, or just sit tight and just watch. Because this is trading news is extremely fast. It's extremely, I think it's extremely risky as well. Risky in a sense that's going to affect your psychology. Because let's say if you take a trade on the news, it could end in like 2 seconds. And then what? Instead of calling it a day, you're going to sit here and price is going to be moving really fast, and you're going to be prone to take on more trades. And you could let a perfectly good week go to disaster. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna have a sell stop around 133.520, a buy stop around 133.860. Still got time here.
Excuse me.
Some people are saying sell, sell, sell. The only reason I see sell is because price came up. It came up to this area here, and now it's the 15 minutes printing bearish. But I just don't know how far the next 15 minutes are going to retrace or go down. That's the whole problem.
Yeah, I think we're too close.
Because
I was looking, mate. Sorry, go on.
go.
I was just going to say, I was probably looking to put more under the 4-hour lows, actually. Just, it's a little bit low. That's about 480. If we get to that point, then you're done. It fly out that zone, but it's a bit too far away, I think.
I've actually noticed something on GJ. So when price comes up and retraces like that pretty quickly with a big bullish candle like that, it normally starts coming back up into the range, the previous range. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but if it comes up slowly and retraces, it's a lot better of a confirmation to start coming back down.
Alright, so we're gonna do $133.870 buy stop.
Buy stop should work. See?
All right, so I have a buy stop at 133.870, and I have a sell stop at 133.600. It's above and below this current 15-minute candle. Perfect. So this green line is my buy stop. This green line is my sell stop. Looks like my buy stop might get activated here.
It's gonna go. It's gonna
Hopefully,
get Larry.
yeah. I hope the rates stay the same, so it's gonna send the pound all the way up.
Yeah, or it's gonna send it to the gulag.
I'll catch the gulag if it goes gulag. I've got it.
Okay, let's go, GG. Come on.
Yeah, the spreads are pretty high. I mean, people are asking me about stops. I have no stops. I'm just gonna see what happens if it really executes it. Yeah, I mean, the 15-minute has rejected this area. I mean, it's surprising it hasn't really moved yet. Oh, ooh, almost activated it. Wow.
Is that gonna be it? Oh,
it got activated.
nice, well done.
Oh,
Okay, let's
nice.
go,
Look
GG.
at that.
Come
10, 12.
All right,
Perfect.
secure.
Well done, gentlemen. Nice work.
Beautiful. Buy stops got activated. Got like 11 pips out of it.
Well done, well done.
Awesome.
well worked out.
Yeah, worked out.
That was sick.
I should continue moving, but all is secure.
Back into the nasty range.
Yeah. See, now this is the problem. The problem is that news came out and it was, let's see here. So I think they kept it the same, right? Yeah, they kept it the
They
same.
must have, yeah.
Yeah, they kept everything the same. Now the only problem is if now prices coming up above 133, 830, it should continue moving bullish. But the only way it's gonna come back breaking down would be if it comes breaking below this area here. So the YouTube Gulag, if you guys caught this buy stop, just give a like on the stream because we won first thing in the morning here today.
All right.
Yeah, that's good
Stop
work.
at break even, Raja.
Oh,
Take them, boys.
75% closed.
Ooh, highlights, baby.
look at
Highlights.
that move.
All right. Let's
Oh,
go for
what
a ride, baby.
40
Come on.
pips.
Yeah, man.
Well played.
If break 134, 347, man, it's going all the way to 135.
Yeah.
I think that would make a lot of sense at that point.
If anybody got this move, secure profits, stop at break evens, let it run. It's gonna be a nice day for the pound. Monty, I'm coming for your stop loss.
I know, bro. That's my runner nearly done. Trust me. It's not going to go past. It's not going past 400. That's it.
Trust.
That's
I'm
definitely
coming
ruined
for
my
you,
runner
man.
plan.
I'm coming.
Oh, it looks like the entire YouTube Gulag got these buys. They're like, oh, wow, ooh, crazy, crazy. Ooh, some guy got 30 pips. So this is a very strong resistance here, 134, 200. It just tapped right in it.
What's the 4 hour look like?
Reversing.
Yeah, just.
Wow, that was a very good call, boy. It's very nice.
No, it worked out well, mate. I think. Well done.
So I think this stream is going to be a really good education for how to place buy stops and sell stops. Yeah.
Get a plan, right? Get a plan. That's it.
Yeah. To rewatch this stream is going to cost you $10 now because there's some content in it.
I knew it was coming.
That's some royalties.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm done for the day. Take care.
All right.
Weren't going. Nice one, bro.
Nah. Just that's a joke. No worries. I'll be here for the rest of the day.
Yeah, man, I'm going to go make coffee. Well done, boys. I'm back.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Was expected. If the rates stay the same, it's gonna send the pound all the way up.
I got slipped like 4 pips, but it's okay.
Oh, that's nothing. I got slipped 3 pips also.
Because it hit my buy stop with the spread activated, and it slipped it during when the spread widened. I was like, really?
Oh, I got slipped too.
On the first push.
Yeah. When just as it was starting to move, like at the initial pulse at 7, it slipped it, and then it went down in the drawdown in like 4 pips or 5 pips, and then it shot up 10 pips, so I closed.
Why all this GJ you trade? Because I have an extremely high win rate on GJ. so I only trade GJ. How do you decide TP for the trade just now? Oh, you don't. I mean, the TP was right over here, but I closed at like 10, 11, 12 pips.
Yeah, I had a resistance at 134, 120, so that's where I was targeting.
Ooh, oh yeah, right here.
Yeah. So I got out at 134.05. So I basically did 10 pips.
This actually moved, I think it moved like 50 pips from here. Yeah, 50 pips. 50 pip trade call.
That was very nice. Free money.
I paid 1,500 euro for mentoring, and my mentor wasn't able to tell me once if my chart is okay or not. Over here, you're doing it for free. Oh. The thing is, I want to know, man, you're doing good if you're paying $1,500 for somebody. I think you have a nice job, you got money laying around. If BOE printed more money, how is the pound getting stronger? What's your thoughts? Appreciated. Well, the way how I see it, I don't see news or anything based on fundamental events. I only see this as from a technical perspective. I always have, and I think I always will. And the only reason I was confident with the buy stops was because I've seen this happen before. It was the same news, even if they keep it the same, no matter what's happening, price will always react to the outcome. So if you see here, this was the official, the votes of the rates, this was the rate, nothing changed, it kept the same. So when the news comes the same, it means that's good news for the meantime. Even though overall the economy might be doing bad, but in the meantime, it's good news, it's great news. So even though now later on it might start falling, then that depends on what they say after the rates were released, right? So I always go off of what's presented in the moment. Brokers take full advantage spreads when it's news released. Yes. One more reason why trading news is risky, because it's very expensive to trade news too, because your spread is widened. How you put stop loss for the news? There was no stop loss. My finger was on close trade. Because when there's news and you have buy stops and sell stops, you're expecting price to just continue through those levels. If it doesn't, then you better get out of the trade. Funny thing is, I was almost about to remove the buy stop when it wasn't moving. It was kind of like bouncing. I was like, should I remove it? Should I keep it? But like, nah, we kept it.
It seemed like the optimal play there. Good little bit of a rebound.
Yeah.
From the fact that it was dropping all week.
Yeah, I saw this as like maybe this was a liquidity grab to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that retracement. The monthly candle needs a makeover over here. The monthly charts are just confused. They don't understand what's going on right now. Weekly seems like it should continue down, but it's kind of like retracing right now. Daily is also rejecting that level there. Now we're back in the range. How big was your lot size on this trade? Oh, I used a 5 lot. So what's going on so far? Nothing. Just chilling in the range here. We're heading back down. Liquidity grab as a rejection of previous resistance. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens because like right now we're back in this range, and if we stay above 133.840, this move down becomes a fake out, and there's a very high chance we may continue moving bullish. So that's something you have to keep an eye out for. Trading right now, taking an entry within this range, it's not advised at all because in this range, you have a support down here, you have a resistance up over here, you know, so either you want to take an entry from down over here for a buy with a confirmed, you know, like a support, or if you see rejections here and resistance, then you can take a trade up over here because now this is a big range, right? This is a 40 pip range. But ideally, I would want to see a support forming around 133.900 in the anticipation that we may continue to go up and this move down was a fake out. But if a candle closes below 133.850, then we know for a fact that, okay, we might start coming down later on. Hi guys, can we expect the trend to continue bearish for the day? Yeah, I mean, it should if it breaks a level over here. Are you done trading for the day? Yes, I'm going to take no more trades for the day. I had a winning trade in 2 minutes. I think that's amazing.
Sufficient, right?
Yes. Yeah, man, sufficient.
That's a good word.
Sufficient. Some people took sells up over here. If you took sells up over here at 124.200, I think your stops should be at break even right now. Doesn't 133.700 mark as a good support level as it marks fake out 30-minute 700 133.700. Yeah, it could. I'm seeing it based on the 1 hour time frame basically. 1 hour had support, price broke down, now this candle rejected it, so now it came back up, so that's what I'm looking at. So if you can send your chart, I mean, that's going to be amazing to see because it's very hard to look at it otherwise. What about C? Oh, got deleted. Anything on gold? I think you need to send a chart. Send a chart on the pair you want to talk about, and we can look at that chart. Why do you think 90% traders lose money? Because they overtrade, they over risk. If they win impatient.
Right.
If they win a trade in, let's say, in like a minute, 2 minutes, they will take another trade and they will lose that win. So that's how they lose money. Like if you won the trade, if you took buys or if you had buy stops on this and you won the trade, man, call it a day. You won a trade today. You automatically place yourself in the top 10% people who won today. You know, so you got to be a winner. You got to end the day as a winner. I'm ending my day as a winner. You know. So if you see right now, GPJPY 15-minute candle closed bullish above, 133.830, and now it's coming back up. So we'd want to see a support form for a continuation moving up. Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator here for shits and giggles. So look at that. Everything is just at the same level. This means range. This means ranging, right? So if you look at GPJPY, it's in a range, so it's ranging. We look at USD JPY, they're kind of like the same. It's probably ranging. So you can see here, it's ranging. Yeah, we have a range right here. So resistance, and then you have support down over here. UJ is really hard to trade. It's not like it's hard to trade. It moves a lot. It just doesn't move a lot. That's why it's really hard to trade. It does not move a lot at all. Guys, did you hear about the Robinhood 20-year-old? I think is that the guy who committed suicide? How can you tell? How can you tell based on the news where you think it's going to go up or down? Can anyone answer in the comments? Actually, we're going to answer that live. You don't know. You can just anticipate. You know, we anticipated a buy stop and it got activated. It went up, so we're like, oh, perfect. You know, with news, it's very hard to say where price will go accurately. It's extremely hard. Would you consider 134 as important resistance plus psychological level? Yeah, I mean, it's there, but at the same time, it's not, you know. Because, yeah, I want to, but then I have these wicks here too. Some just like looking at this bigger zone rather than divide a bigger zone into a smaller zone. You know, because if you divide a bigger zone into two smaller zones, then that gives some room to overthink, right? That also gives room to kind of like force a trade as well in a smaller zone. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This is EuroCAD, broke through support, made a new low, waiting for price to form. Yeah, this could work. This could work. If you see a candle closing bearish, I think this could work very well for price to continue down. Very nice. Majority of the people are never taught critical thinking skills, so never go and learn. Yeah, I think the goal from this YouTube stream is so that we can develop some critical thinking skills. I think some people who came in, let's say 4 months ago, they have really, really progressed in the last 4 months. So I think that's good. Let's take a look at this chart. This is price rejected these areas on the 1 hour. Okay. Fake out at 133,700. Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm actually looking at where the candles were closing, right? I'm looking at this area here where candles were closing on the 1 hour right over here. So when I see candles closing here, this means this is a support. So if I go down to the 30-minute time frame now, let's go to 30-minute now. You see, this is the same area where these 30-minute candles were closing. So that's where I have my support. So once these candles broke below this area here to the left, I looked here, I'm like, okay, well, you know, this candle rejected it, and for price to continue moving up, it needs to go above this area. So that's what I'm looking. I'm not looking at these wicks over here, I'm looking at where the candles are closing. When your buy stop got activated, do you automatically remove your sell stop? Yes. Yes.
That kid committed suicide. That's funny.
There was I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were talking about how that wasn't real. That wasn't real. It was a big news to talk about that just to get more clients in the Robinhood platform.
Well, I mean, the top part of the article says, how is a 20-year-old with no income able to get assigned over $1 million worth of leverage?
Yeah.
I mean, that's Like I looked at this too because I'm like, he had a negative $730,000 balance. There would have had to been money in there to create that balance. It's funny. It's funny because you have financial institutions making these grave errors, and then suddenly it's a news article about it. That's why it's funny. The fact that he died isn't funny, but the fact of the rationale or reasoning behind why he received the money is funny. It's sort of like back in 2007, 2006 with the housing crisis. People that earned $5 an hour were getting mortgages for $1 million, and you're asking like, how the hell is that even possible? That's the funny part about it. So don't worry about it.
But the crazy part about it, he thought he owed that balance, and that's not the case because he just jumped in. Like they said, he just jumped into it, and he thought he owed that balance, but that's not the case.
Yeah, like this is coming to light now that he got $1 million worth of leverage. Like, didn't anyone do any checks with his account when he actually opened it? And then they say FX is a scam. I don't have people committing suicide from FX, or at least printing about it, because you can't get you can't get a negative balance with FX. That's the difference. Like it's so stupid.
Yeah,
and
you
the crazy
can't.
part about it, he was trading options. So like they don't let you trade options unless you have some type of experience. Like you can't be new in the market for like 6 months, and if you're signed up, they're actually a series of questions. So that means he lied on his questions.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's like when you look at this kind of stuff having a negative balance, and then people say that FX is a scam. I rather trade FX and never have a negative balance than try and do this and then suddenly have some random broker calling me saying now I owe $700,000. It was Robin Hood's error. It shows Ted's stupidity. Well, it's not my stupidity. It's Robin Hood's stupidity. Why is it my stupidity? I don't own Robin Hood.
It's Ted's fault.
It's my stupidity that I didn't know that Robin Hood offered him. The guy has no income. Even it doesn't matter. He received the ability to trade with $1 million worth of leverage. That's stupid in itself. So it doesn't matter if I knew who offered it or who didn't. If Santa Claus brought it to him under his Christmas tree, I don't care. It's just dumb. He had no income. He's 20 years old. Okay, that's stupid. You don't get that kind of stuff.
Man, the other thing is like people commenting on this, they have no idea how options work. Or how Robinhood work. They have no idea. They just
it's a gulag chat in YouTube.
Exactly how Robinhood works.
You go from asking. Yeah, you go from asking how to use leverage and what pairs to trade to being like, oh yeah, we know everything about Robinhood.
What's the high of a candle?
Like everyone that reached out to me that wants to learn trading, that wants to go to Robinhood. Like when I first started, maybe 9 years ago, Robinhood was around. It was the worst broker, and I'm surprised that so many newbie traders are drawn to it. Like this broker is the worst that's in the equity market. Like that's the worst broker to ever trade on. I
had a guy came to fix my AC and he started talking about so what do you do? I'm like, yeah, I day trade, I run an online academy and this and that, and he's like, oh yeah, I trade too. I'm like, oh yeah, where? This app called Robinhood. I'm like, oh nice. So what do you do over there? Oh, it's just some things move and I try to put call and put, and sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, and starts laughing. I'm like, oh nice, that's pretty awesome. He's like, yeah. So like the Robinhood is like the new thing now. Oh yeah, I'm in Robinhood.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, as if there was nothing special in the news, and the still market reacted and it went bullish. So did you had in your mind like after some time of the news it will come back again, so there was a good chance for sell as well?
Yeah, like for sells, I'm looking to see if price closes below this area 133,800. Then this is going to be a very high chance for price to continue down.
No, I'm saying like see that candle came back So whoever took the sell from its top peak, so that would have been the same. Who else earned the money in going up? They would have made the same when it came back.
Yes, but there was no confirmation to take sells up
Okay.
there. Yeah, those sells would have been very risky coming up there. Is it possible for me to send you my trade journal and have your opinion? Maybe just a sentence and it's
No.
visualized. Oh, the answer is no.
No, I don't want to give opinions as if I'm a doctor. If you're comfortable with what you're journaling and it has information to help you improve, then your journal is satisfactory. There is no right or wrong way to do something. We need to get out of this validation world. If you're in your 20s, you don't need validation to do things. You need to be able to just look at what you're doing, and if it makes sense to you, then chances are it's correct. When you lose a trade, you go back and you figure out why the trade lost. You don't say, hey, what could I have done better? You just go look and review, because we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm not going to tell you something different than you can't see on the charts, because that's how I get my answer, is just looking through the chart.
Possible retest zone. If we break, look for more sells. TP1, 120. Yeah, you have a lot of problems here. Your number one problem is this area over here. This is your number one problem. But if you can see it coming down, I think you could. The only thing is you need to identify where your stops are going to be. Looks like GPJPY is coming back down in this range to continue going bearish. See, now this is awesome, right? This candle is about to close in 2 minutes, right? This candle is about to close in 2 minutes. If now there's a very high chance if the next candle starts breaking the low of this candle, let me just zoom in a little bit for people who have smaller screens. If the candle starts breaking the low over here, then there's a very high chance we're going to continue moving down, break below here, and may end up down towards 133, 100, playing off of the higher time frame bearish momentum as well. Yeah, I think that's a very, very valid idea, because now this candle, it went up. This is where the buy stops were activated, went up, and now it's closing back below this resistance turn, support turn resistance. Someone said, let me zoom in for you peasants.
Oh, crap me up.
That was so funny.
So my screen is just so big.
Yeah. Hey, let me zoom in for you guys. Trust me, man. 4K it's like, imagine you get the new Samsung S20 phone, and you see how clear that is, right? That's 4K. So imagine that 100 times bigger. What's this? Did anyone buy the top? Yeah, I'm pretty sure people bought the top.
I'm pretty sure they did too.
Yeah, 90% of the people are this year.
Yeah, they're in a mega drawdown right now.
Yeah. It's alright, because you can get it all back on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can get that back on Friday, no problem.
God.
All right, new candle's about to start. For sells, great sells, you would want to wait for the low of this candle to be broken here, because then you'd want volume to move price, continue moving down. I think that volume may come with the NY open in 30 minutes as well. Could play out. Let's take a look at this chart here. We created resistance, we can retest the low. Yes, that's exactly the idea. Oh, what's this chart? What confirmation would you look for to take the buy other than closing above the level? Wait for support to form here. Take entry as candle passes the top of the wick. Buys if close above. Yeah, I mean, if you can see a support forming here, let's say on the 15-minute time frame, probably, if you can see a candle closing bullish, I think that would be a risky buy because that's going to be based off the 15-minute confirmation. But ideally, you would want a 30-minute candle closing bullish in here so that you can anticipate price to continue moving up to fill this wick. That's the only way I'm going to be personally looking for buys if I would. But seems like we had that big rejection coming down. The 1 hour candle is still open, it hasn't closed. I mean, if the 30-minute candle starts coming down, then I think this is going to be a very good opportunity for price to continue moving bearish. Been tagged for break even 4 times today, including the buy stop. How did you get buy stop to break even? That went in profits. What about the stop loss as the candle comes down? Yeah, I think the stop is going to be above the current candle. So it's going to be around like 20 pips. 15 pips would be good. 15, 20 pips. Because then you're anticipating the volume in NY to break below 133,500 and continue bearish. Hey, Raja, GG idea. All right, let's take a look here. No one sent wrong charts today. Could range here, safer sells under this. Yeah, see, now that's a even nicer idea. This person is looking for even safer sells. It's going to be below the support. That's good. Should we jump in a buy to fill that wick? Sure. I mean, if you want to jump in a buy to fill the wick and you have a stop loss, for sure you can do that. But I think to jump in for a buy to fill the wick on the 30-minute, you would want to see a support formed on the small time frame here, 15-minute. That'll still be a little risky because that's a weak confirmation. I don't know. I repeated this before too. So. Put the buy stop to BE literally straight away as soon as it started shooting 5 pips up, and then it came down and stopped me out at break even. Oh, okay, that's fine. Maybe next time you would want to maybe let it move a little bit. That's how you learn and get better, right?
So you can't put on real music because YouTube has their own music collection. So it violates copyright. So Raja uses the YouTube playlist.
All right. Looks like GJ is rejecting that area. The 15-minute candle is closing bearish. This one is about to get bearish over here. Yeah, if this 30-minute crosses the low on this 30-minute here, I think it's going to continue moving bearish. We'll continue down. Let's take a look here. Ooh, fake out, arrow going down. We got fibs. We got purple lines. Yeah, nice. Looks like your arrow might play out. Ooh, long time listener, first time chart sender. If price closes above resistance, look for buyers to fill previous wick. Yes. If price closes below, look for sells. Yes. That is exactly how you should look forward to price action. Guys, this live session is a really rare thing. A very good trader making trades and a millionaire giving answers to stupid questions. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you for the introduction. What's the situation with GJ buy? GJ buy situation right now is a little risky. So there's a little bit of a waiting involved with the GJ buy situation.
Yeah, I think you might wanna hold off on GJ for a bit. Hey Ted, do you think Tesla stock will get affected by Elon involved in a threesome? Probably not.
That probably pump it up for the rise in testosterone.
Pretty much. When the stock went to $1,000 the other day, I was dancing, but I got a call from the dealership. The Roadster is not going to be available till 2022 now. So a little disappointed with that, but whatever.
That's like a mentor charging for a webinar that he keeps delaying. And everyone's like, "Yo, man, come on."
Well, it's essentially, I mean, obviously I didn't put down the deposit yet, but I just tell them, like, as soon as they get confirmation from the head office that they're building or that they're going to start building, to give me a call and I'll come in right away and I'll make the deposit. But now they've said that he's going to be releasing the Cybertruck in 2021 and he won't release the Roadster or start building it until after the Cybertruck's released. So they're saying 2022 now. So not too happy about that, but whatever. Patience, right?
Patience.
I'm also watching the Dow. US 30, there's a lot of talk right now that the airline stocks and a couple of retail stocks are taking hits. So US 30 may start to drop, potentially down to that level, yeah, what you've highlighted there. But I'm going to wait till 9:30 to take positions because that made me a lot of money yesterday doing that. It actually makes total sense just to trade US 30 right after the New York Stock Exchange open. Like, don't even worry about it right now.
Yeah.
But I think the Dow will have a very, it seems like it's going to be very, it's going to be a red day again. So what happened yesterday, we had, the market was negative, like I think it was like 89 points or 115 points. And then that sort of rallied all the way through most of the day. that negative sentiment. So we seem to be setting up for the same thing again. So with that being said, I will watch to see if we can have a negative day again. If we actually do really get moving with US 30, I can see us going down right to 25, 360. If you look on the daily, there's a nice rejection right around there on the daily charts at 25, 360. So you might find that we go right to that level there. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at US 30. It might be a nice move, but I never hold it more than 10 or 15 points anyways.
You mean 100?
Yeah, it's 25,350.
Uh-huh.
There's a nice level right there.
Yeah.
How do you just choose the small part of Wix as a support or resistance zone? How can we narrow our zone and make it more effective? Just make it narrow. I mean, this is based on the 30-minute right over here. And I was just expecting this 30-minute candle to really start coming bearish so I can start taking sells for price to continue down. But so far, there are no sells, and so far, there are no buys. There are no buys because there's no support formed yet. Candles are still open. There's no sells because all candles are bullish. Gold trade. Haven't seen this in a while. Oh, nice. Sell a 15-minute close stops target over here. Yeah, looks good. Could play out. I think it is playing out in your favor. I think, yeah, you can get like 17.20 out of gold. Like 20 more pips, $2 more. Gold is nasty, man. So nasty to trade. Gold is like that sleazy salesman who sells you crap all the time. Not easy to trade. Let's take a look at this chart. Waiting to see if this 30-minute candle closes bearish to confirm resistance. That's correct. If resistance formed, yep, that's correct. Will you have a look at my lack of luck from yesterday, please? I don't think it's luck. I don't think it's lack of luck either. I think it's what's the opposite of preparation? Yeah, see, I mean,
Impulse.
Yeah, impulse. See, this is bad from the get-go. You have a stop loss above the 5-minute candle. Of course the spread is going to take you out. Of course. On 5-minute. So it's not luck. It's just, I don't want to say a mean word, but it's just like your stop should have been a couple pips above the candle, you know, because of course the spread will take you out. So I think this is a new learning lesson here for you. See, this is what I call critical thinking. If you got stopped out here, you could say, oh man, it's just bad luck, or market saw this, did that. No. All you can say is, okay, you know what, next time, I'm going to place my stops a couple pips above the candle, because sometimes the spread can take you out. And then this way, if I place my stops a couple pips above the candle, I might be safe, right? So that's when you start thinking, you're like, okay, you know what, that's what I'm going to do the next time it happens. And, you know, it works. 15-minute candle just closed here. It closed like a doji. If this 15-minute candle closed like a doji, there's a high chance for this candle to continue moving down, especially if it broke the low over here and the previous one was the doji. See, we're moving down. I think the 30-minute candle, once that 15-minute candle starts coming down, I think that will push the overall 30-minute candle bearish. So in this case, you can say that, okay, if someone was to take a risky sell, their stop is going to be above the current candle around 13, 14 pips. And you're expecting price to really come down towards 133,500. Because this is the last 15-minute candle of this 30-minute candle. And now there's a very, very high chance it's going to continue down to this area. See, the low is breaking now. It's going to break the low. And as you move towards the New York Open, You should get this trade coming down.
I'm in trade.
Oh, nice.
That was an easy sell off the 15-minute.
Yeah. I'm in no sells. I'm in no trades at all. I just took buys and that was about it. This is like, I'm just calling it out because I see it happening. Easy pickings. He just waited for this candle to come down here and easy picks after the 15-minute candle close. Oh, looks like gold also dropped. Today was so worth being patient. Yes. Yes, exactly. Had buy stops for buys and then waited patiently for sells later on. How many pips should you have your stop loss in? Well, I gave the idea on stop loss, right? So now I think it should continue down towards, the low over here, which it created previously. What's your win rate for the past month? I think it's about 80%. Actually, no, I'd say 60%. I don't want to say it too much because people say it's not what it is. Yeah, beautiful. Look at that move. Look at that 15-minute. Awesome. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are in sells over here. Let's take a look at this chart. Oh, wrong chart for the day. Wrong chart. Come on. Wish you could just ban someone for a week who sends the wrong chart. You'd say, ooh, wrong chart, ban. How to work on getting consistently smaller losses. Just don't remove stops and look to see how you could get smaller losses. Look at the candles and they will tell you how to do it. Let's take a look at this chart. This is sell with a 30-minute bearish close. Oh, beautiful. My trade for the day worked out. Awesome. Very nice. I think this was a very, very great entry. Very great entry based on the 15-minute here. Wow. Should be up 16, 17, 20 pips here. Pretty soon it's going to come further down. Wow, man, what an excellent call. This was not based on you wait for candles to close. This was based on you enter. This was an impulse entry, which I called out earlier as it was happening. Yeah, very nice. Beautiful. Jose Pool donated 5 Singaporean dollars. I can put that towards my Singapore car fund because cars cost a lot in Singapore. If you don't close, you don't lose. That's true.
If this GJ move keeps going down, I can see us potentially getting to 133 even. With the momentum that we have on the daily, 133 is probably a very nice move. Reason why I say that is on the daily, there's a bullish candle on June 1st. As we come into this level here, we're starting to mirror that. So what you'll see, and this is where experience comes in, because right now we have this zone that we're breaking through, and you can see that this candle is coming there. So obviously we have to be cognizant of the fact that we're going through this zone and we could reject. But then now if we start to continue, this is the candle that we're starting to watch, because what you would do then next is if this, sorry, give me a second. If this area here now breaks down, so we break through that zone, what you can do then is as we start to leave that zone, you can slowly, and this is what I mean by caution, is slowly remove this section right here, remove that altogether, and then now what you have is you have essentially this candle here continuing down, mirroring the candle to the left. So this is be very, very cautious, but that would be essentially your target, because now you can see how this candle here is becoming this candle over here, but the opposite direction. So keep that in mind. So this is a point where, you know, a lot of people will say, well, Ted, this is a zone that we're in right now in the daily. And I agree that that's a zone that we are in the daily. The reason why I am somewhat optimistic that we could continue going down to 133 even is because of the fact that we're still early in the North American session. So we will have a little bit more of a push. And also at the same time too, you're going to have the London close, which may push this further down. Now, once again, if I'm looking to take buys, I'm only looking to take buys for GJ above 134. So 134, 100, because that would be essentially the rejection of this area over here. And then we're on our way up at that point. So this is where I would say if we're going to move down, we're probably going to fill right here and then eventually fill that candle even further, just because of where we are in the session. So we have a lot of time for this move to happen. And when we look at GJ on average, it moves, you know, anywhere between 60 to 80 pips. So this is a perfect learning opportunity where you say, okay, well, you know, we're entering a major zone, Ted, shouldn't it reject? And I say, well, look at the timing of the market. We already have massive bearish momentum. So probability dictates that we may continue to go further down to the 100 level or the like 133 even level at that point, just because of where we are in the overall market and the day. You know, we still haven't really started the North American session yet, so they're going to take in all that information as well.
Yeah, that's right. Like I have my targets at like 133, 100. That's what I'm anticipating price to come down to.
Yeah.
I think this was a very, very good move here. I mean, if you guys took these sells, you should be securing profits here and letting runners run at this point.
Yeah, I got in for a sell. I got my 10 pips and I'm break even with the runner.
Very
so
nice.
that 1 hour candle is actually quite bearish. So I'm hoping for that runner to run down, like Ted is saying.
Shouldn't we wait for the candle to close to take a sell? No, in some case, when you're trading GJ, you have to understand that GJ sometimes doesn't do retest. It doesn't wait for you to enter. You know, like when this was happening, I clearly stated it was an impulse entry, stop, and TP, everything. You know, so I mean, there's a lot of learning. There's a lot of learning you need to do with GPJPY. Sometimes it does no retests. It doesn't wait for candles to close. You just look at the smaller time frames. You're like, okay, well, if they're breaking lows, breaking highs, you know, what should be the target? So I think the target was met. It was pretty nice. So now if you have runners, I think your runners can continue going down. No,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't. I didn't take this
runner,
trade. No.
Where do you suggest the stop loss for runner?
It's up to you. You can place it at break even. You can place it in negative. It's up to you. Depends on where your entry is. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people took this trade on YouTube. If you did, you know, give a like on the stream for the boy here, you know, everybody, because, you know, a lot of people gain a lot of knowledge from these streams. This was stress-free trading. Waited for candles to come down, closed like they did, and take a sell. And there was no confirmation for buys at this point. It was just all sells. We won today, again.
If you're looking at US 30, it has started that drop that we were talking about. So expect us to go right to probably 25,830. At this point, and then see what it goes. But we do have a lot of momentum with US 30, so the next hour should be very interesting. There should be a pullback and then a continued push down. If you're looking to try to get in US 30, first of all, I suggest that if you've never really traded this pair, you should be using it on a demo account. That's the first thing. Second thing is understand that the smaller 5-minute and 15-minute time frames will probably be your friend at this point. Trying to get in on a move on a 30-minute time frame is very difficult. So you're probably trying to enter on the 1, the 5, and the 15-minute time frame. Your stops are also relatively tight. If you do hold open positions, I suggest that you do have lower lot sizes, like really low lot sizes, because the whipsaws back are actually very dangerous. It doesn't mean that it's changing direction, but you may need a bigger stop loss than usual. So with my trading especially, I've dropped down to 25% usually of my normal lot sizes, between 25 and 50% of my normal lot sizes. And that's also dependent on how well I've done that day. So I use a portion of my profits to hedge my larger positions with US 30. So essentially giving back some to the market if I do take a loss, but allowing me to have a bigger overall position because I'm using profits from that day to operate on that position. You can trade anything you like, SPX, NAS 50, whatever you think, whatever your heart's desire, you can trade.
Ted, you find your whipsaws more than GJ?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And you have to be on the ball with candle closes. I am very, very wary of even like a new 5-minute candle. So when I trade US 30, I do have 4 of the charts open so that I can see 4 time frames: the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the hour, and the 4-hour. I do really make sure of that.
It's much more intense.
It is. It's very, very erratic. The good thing is when it trends really well, so you can really make good money. But you also have to understand it's a centralized market. So when profit taking is happening, or there's a news event or some sort of like bounce in the market, it bounces pretty hard. So that's why I don't suggest trying to get more than at this point. I try and go for 10 to 30 points on these moves, which is more than enough. Which is basically, if you were thinking about pips, it would be essentially 10 to 30 pips at that point. And that's actually really fast. You can get 30 points with US 30 within like 5 minutes. So it's really, really quick.
What's your entry time frame? You mentioned you had four screens.
1 minute, 1 minute, and 5 minute.
Okay.
And what I'm doing is I'm also putting stops, like buy stops or sell stops, below candles that have wicks. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that my buy stop is at a wick, because I know when it, like right now, say for example, the new hour candle, if it does pull up, what I'll do is I'll put a sell stop below that previous hour. So like right now I put at like 25,920 essentially, to give it room to move up and down, and then catch the move as it starts to fall. I would never try. It's hard to take a market order. Let's put it that way.
Oof, GJ is dying over here. We're gonna get that.
No retest.
Yeah, no retest. If you're in GJ, you have a runner running, that is amazing. That's just unreal.
I got my stop profit at 10 pips now.
Beautiful. Oof, what a nice move down here. Wow, that should be up like 40 pips from where we stated it. Beautiful.
Yeah, and US 30 just.
Did you
tanked.
got that, Ted? The US 30 drop right now?
Yeah, I just grabbed it.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. US 30 also.
Close it.
Yeah, I just closed. The 5-minute candle.
You guys are eating cake first thing in the morning.
Man, the US 30 when it's trending is really easy to trade.
And that's the like what we were just talking about. I mean, if you can watch all your levels on US 30, you can play this thing up and down like a fiddle all day. It becomes worse than a video game, to be honest, because especially after 9:30, US 30 just moves like constantly, and you can catch like you can triple and quadruple dip moves because of those massive wicks. You drive all the way down, close that support, and then it drives all the way back up, and then you take a position and ride it all the way back down again. So I've been watching it very closely. Yesterday I spent about 6 hours just watching its moves and writing down on pieces of paper where I would have taken an entry and where I would have closed, and my win rates were about 60 to 70%, but I can see where my errors are in terms of what I was doing. So I'm still fine tuning that. Usually if I can catch like between 8 and 9,000 for US 30, I'm happy. Like I'm not worried about that if I do that for the day.
You know what helped me a lot? Magic keys. Because basically I take the trades and 3 seconds later, I'm basically 50 points in profits. I close.
Yep.
Oh,
3 seconds.
man. Look at
That's
this.
all it takes.
We're reaching 133, 100.
Yeah, I'm really,
Wow, we reached it.
really
What a
pleased
blue
I closed my
flag from
runner.
GJ, man.
Yeah, we reached the target here, which we identified in the morning.
Man.
Good mans. Everybody's good mans who caught these
Barely
shells.
stop profit at 40 points. Ted, I don't think you expected it to happen this quickly when you called it.
No, I didn't expect it to happen that quickly. I was more focused on US 30 than I was GJ. GJ for me is a lot easier than US 30, so that's why I figured it was going to hit that level, and it was good, I guess, if people took that.
GJ is so amazing. Thank you, thank you. God bless all of you. Oh, no.
God bless all of you, and good night.
That's good work, man.
You know what's funny? That when you compare US 30 to GJ, now GJ becomes like a little pony that you
Yeah,
can.
GJ is way too slow for me now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
come
that was
on.
easy. Yeah, I'm
US 30
telling
is
you.
that kind of black horse that
Yeah.
you can dominate. Yeah.
Yeah, trust me, that call with GJ going to 133, 100, that was easy. US 30, that's my challenge now to do that. Like GJ, that was simple.
Yeah, GJ is pretty easy.
Yeah, GJ compared to US 30 now, GJ's like my UJ now on US 30. Like when we took the buy
Indeed.
stop,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, cool, got 10 pips, that was fun. It took like 4 minutes to get 10 pips. Here on US 30 it takes like 15 seconds.
All right, so everyone who is still in it, I think this is the point where you should just think about closing everything or securing most of your positions and just say like, hey, we had a great day today. Yeah, we give free money every day.
It's scary how much money we've given away on this stream. It's absolutely ludicrous. Like it's insane. I don't know how anyone cannot be profitable here by just listening and adapting their own strategy to sort of how we talk. Like I mean, GJ, we called it like 5 minutes ago exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, that was nice, man.
I think people just have to just pay attention.
Now
Do you know what? Oh, sorry, go on.
now we're in problem with the market maker because now people, are making money and the market maker is losing money.
Yeah. I actually had my liquidity provider call me on a couple of accounts. It was actually pretty funny.
Oh shit!
Not a bad thing. Like they weren't upset. They were just noticing how much people like these accounts were winning, like overall, and then they inquired on what strategy or what they were doing. It was a couple of algorithms and a couple of manual traders that like hit US 30 for like I think a few 100,000 the last couple of days, and they were just inquiring like, are these guys like, where did they come from?
It's amazing how they call when you're winning, but if people are losing, they don't call, eh?
They They do caution, like they do ask, like, you know, how the turnover is, or what, you know, like if there's a spike in volume, like why is there a spike in volume, or why is there a lull? Like they'll call on that just because of the way they price liquidity flow. So they want to make sure they're always giving you the best price, right? Because it works on tiered pricing. So, you know, when you reach certain thresholds in volume, they reduce it, or, you know, so they want to know that, you know, if my volume is decreasing, they want sort of an estimate ahead of time so that they can price me appropriately, because they don't want to price me if my volume's increasing, they don't want to price me at a higher tier. They want to price me at the lower tier, just because it's just good for business at that point, right? So they're always in communication with me at that point.
Quick question, Ted. With your brokerage, I noticed you close candles.
London close, yeah.
Is it 12, 4, and 8?
Yes.
Yes. And I've never seen that before, and I've had a few accounts prior. Could you say something?
Yeah, it's just we work off of London servers. We don't work off of New York servers. So New York servers close at 9, 5, and 9, 5, and 1. So we work off of London servers. So midnight London, that's our rollover instead of the 5 p.m. at New York.
Okay, fair enough.
So
Thanks.
yeah, so our new day is always you know, like obviously midnight London. That's our new day, which is 8 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, the account I had before I was with you, I had I think they closed at 5. They closed the 4-hour candle at 5, 9, and 1.
No, not on Trader's Domain.
No, not you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
One I had before.
Yeah, I used to work on IC when I was on IC Markets. It was the same thing. It was 9, 5, and 1 because they have New York servers.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Do you think market makers see many people doing good? Would they change the way they create the markets? No. You did not take the sell. Why not? Because I took a US 30 sell, which gave me the same amount of money. What's your take on IC Markets? I never had any problems with them, but they kicked out all Canadian clients, so that sucked. This Abdil Maklaka Al Mazuri is mad that Raja didn't take the sell. Raja, why did you not take the sell?
No, because I already made my goal for the day. I made like $500 in like 2 minutes. I wasn't gonna. I decided not to take the sells. I called it a day after that buy. It's a part of discipline, right? Gotta stay disciplined. Because the thing is, over the course of the day, I get a lot of charts sent to me. These are like a lot of opportunities that get sent to me, and not every opportunity is worth taking. You know, sometimes you just gotta learn to just let one opportunity go.
If IC Markets was still serving Canadian clients, do you think you would have still made your broker? Yeah, actually, the ironic part about that is I actually started building my brokerage before IC Markets closed off to Canadian clients. And then we opened up to Canadian clients, and then we had to close to Canadian clients. So it was actually interesting.
If you're gonna serve Canadian clients, you have to have like a ridiculous leverage, like 50 to 1, I think, as opposed to.
Yeah, well, you also have to be registered. You have to be registered in those jurisdictions to serve those clients. And this is the thing, and we've talked about this previously, is registrations for, like, when people say, well, why aren't you registered in the US or things like that, it's like, okay, first of all, it reduces leverage. I have to pay a lot of fees to have that regulation, or that, you know, that number, or that yeah, that, I guess that registration number. And then I have to calculate if it's worth it to have that registration number. So if I from a business standpoint, I have to calculate, okay, if my registration for the US is going to cost me a few $1,000,000, how long will that take me to make back, if so, right? And if I look at the average deposit, and then my commissions on those average deposits after people trade, it doesn't justify me to open in the United States as of yet, because of the fact that if the average deposit's anywhere between $500 to $1,000, then I have to look at what the average commission is. So the average commission there on $1,000 account is probably maybe 150 bucks, 200 bucks, maybe. It's usually about 20% of the overall account that you're trading. And then I have to look and say, you know, is it worth it to, you know, if I'm only making 200 bucks on a client, how many clients will I need to come into my brokerage to cover that $1 million registration? And then that's not on top of the additional costs that it will take to run the brokerage as well, the fixed costs that will increase as you scale and as you grow. So it's a business decision when you think about it that way. And people get mad at that, and they're like, well, it's unregulated, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, no, it's I also have to watch my profit margin. I run a business. I do want to make money. I don't want to just serve millions of people and break even. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know, people can take that any which way they want. You don't open a business to break even. Let's put it that way.
It's almost like by getting regulated, you have to screw up your business.
But yeah, essentially that's what it is. And then, you know, the argument is from people, well, you know, like, it's safer, this and that, and that's fine. Like, I mean, there's a handful of people that will never trade on an unregulated platform, and then there's also a handful of people that don't mind it, right? So it's half a dozen of one and a dozen of the other, right? So you choose which side you want to be on. And like I've always told people, I'm perfectly happy helping anybody. You don't have to be on my platform. You can hate my platform. It doesn't bother me. I don't care about that. I care about making sure that you're profitable where you're comfortable trading. That's more important, because the idea here is, you know, to be comfortable trading, make money, and be comfortable doing it. If you're not comfortable where you're trading, or you're not comfortable what you're doing, you're not going to make money. That's the bottom line.
Hey guys,
go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, what I was saying, Ted, what I like about the brokerage is the crypto, though. You can just move money in and out within, you know, a very short amount of time. I don't have to like have bank wires going back and forth and pay bank wire fees and stuff. So that's what I like, the convenience and the efficiency.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, it's good for us too, because we work with a few banks that do actually provide crypto liquidity, so we can do quick exchanges for us. So it's actually worked out really well for us. There's banks in Europe that actually deal just directly with crypto, so we're able to move that really quick for everybody. So it's faster than a wire transfer. Let's put it that way. Wire transfers for our platform are usually 24 to 48 hours. Like, even when I'm moving money from liquidity back and forth for people, but now with crypto, it increases that into hours. So we can normally transfer funds within 24 hours for most people for crypto.
Less time. I find it takes a couple hours.
Yeah.
So I'm with a regulated one, and they're treating me so badly. I mean, it's like, you know, I've been like 2 months trying to get my money out, and I can only take it out in portions. It's terrible, and it's regulated. And I'm like, this is so bad. And then if I don't trade, they charge me £100 a month for not trading on it. Wow. And I don't even want to touch anything with it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't talk bad about other platforms, because there's no point. There's enough there's enough clients in the world for everyone to have a profitable platform if they do things the right way. But I think because of the additional costs, things that are involved with the regulatory environment, it does take a little bit longer to get things done. And I mean, they have to make their money somehow, right? So think about it this way, like in the brokerage landscape, the big brokers everybody used to trust, right? So if you think about it, like back in the day, you had big banks, big firms, you would go to them. Now you have like online services like Wealth Simple or Questrade or things like that are all online, that don't have any brick and mortar setups, that are able to run a leaner operation, which are more efficient. Like, you have just virtual banks now, like online checking accounts, online savings accounts that don't have brick and mortar. You get better rates, and that's how the finance industry is going. Is a lot of things are virtual now, which doesn't mean it's less safe, but it means that you have a lot less overhead, so you can be leaner and you can do things. So I think the bigger firms that have brick and mortar, that have to pay rent, that have employees, that like hundreds of employees, big buildings, now they're trying to lean out and scale so that they don't have these additional costs. But it's hard to do that. Like, I've built every business that I've ever started, I've leaned it as lean as I could, because it's like, well, A, if it fails, I don't want to take a huge hit, but B, it allows me to become efficient and keep my costs low. And if the industry changes again, like the brokerage industry changes, I can still lean even more and be even more cost efficient and still be profitable. So I've really put myself in a good position in that way. And I think that's where the larger brokerages are now starting to shift to as well, because they realize that, like, what's more important? It's not necessarily having 600 customer service agents, right? It's making sure that deposits and withdrawals come in on time, that you have uptime, that you have additional features for people to use, different deposit and withdrawal methods. Like, those are more important. Like, nobody's going over to visit a brokerage at their office. Like, let's put it that way. Like, you don't take a tour of your broker's office and be like, hey, I talked to you yesterday on customer support. Like, it doesn't happen that way. So I think there's a shift in that as well. And the other thing in the brokerage industry is it's shifting to more client focused. Things that I saw 2.5 years ago that I built my platform around, now other brokers are shifting. Forget the sales calls, forget about pitching you, oh, let me trade your account. It's like, how can I help you? How can I make you win more money? What can I do to make your experience better? Can I offer you bigger rebates through commissions, things of that nature? Like, really servicing the client now, because they realize that clients are becoming smarter. As the internet gets better, they're becoming smarter, and they're realizing that, hey, if this broker is shady, I don't want to deal with them, and that's their business gone. But if this broker, helps me win, actually cares that, there was a whipsaw, like, at market close, and, my spreads widened unexpectedly. Like, are you going to help me with that? Are you going to take into account, like, are you going to treat me fairly? And I think that's where the industry is going now. So it's good to see that. And I talk to other brokers too. Like, I mean, the ones that Raja has that he sort of mentions on his description, I talk to those guys. I have no problems with them. And we talk about just things that we can help to improve client experience. I think it's super important that clients feel safe and comfortable on any platform.
Yeah, I think I completely agree. It's better for everyone that way, right?
Yeah.
Everyone kind of wins. So, yeah, it's good.
Wow, what a rejection on GJ. Right off that. What was that? A support. See that?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you call it 133.
We drew it in the morning. Like, yeah. No bottom wick on bullish candle means that price may not continue to the downside. What bullish candle? Nick desktop. These are all bearish candles. Thank you, Raja, for liking my reply on IG. Man, I get so many messages. I just like the comments. I just like the replies. Just to say, hey, I read it. I acknowledge it. It's awesome. Hello there. I have a buy from 134,900. Do you think market will come back up to my entry?
Ooh.
This is an email someone sent me right now.
What day was that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Last Wednesday.
134,900 is way over here. Right over here. Yeah, I don't know.
R.I.P.
That's just way too far away.
Yeah,
Let's
I
take a
think
look at that on the daily. Yeah, I don't know, man. If it's gonna come back up over there, that's way too far away.
That person is part of the no stops loss gang.
Oof.
They don't know how to use the stop loss.
Oh, I know what he think I did. I think he bought based on this bullish candle on the 4 hour. And obviously he had no stop loss, so he just held it.
What do we say, man? One candle don't mean change of direction, right?
Yeah. Even have a stop loss down here, you should have been fine and then taken sells later on. It is what it is. It is what it is. Every day we have big major disasters in the Forex market where people lose money. Just because they want to remove their stops, they want to hold the drawdown a little bit longer. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make sense at all. I mean, you guys see me here every day, and I'm very, very impatient with my losses. I finally understood that idea to be patient with winners and to be very impatient with losses. If I see something going in negative, I'm out. I don't want to stay in. I don't want to wait around. I don't want to hope around. I'm out. Even if that trade goes in my favor later on, so be it. If I see drawdown, I'm out of that drawdown. You know, most people here, they want to be like a lion or they want to be like a wolf, you know, but like the thing is the lions and the wolves, they die of hunger sometimes, you know, like you got to be the rabbit or the gazelle, you know, because when rabbits and gazelles, they see a little bit of fear or when they see even a tiny bit of danger, they book it. They're like, hey, I'm off. I'm going to go to safety. You know, so if you're a lion, man, just be aware there are hyenas in the market that might steal your food and bite you. You know, so I'm okay being a goat. Goats are what? Goats are like gazelles too, right? Yeah, they just book it. Man, goats play dead sometimes. You seen those goats that just like play dead sometimes when they see they're in danger?
Where is this all come from?
No,
like,
man, no.
just go like this. Oh, stop loss being hit. Oh, freeze.
Oh my day.
Like a possum.
Like a possum. Yeah.
GOAT is also the acronym for greatest of all time, so it's a double meaning as well.
Yeah.
Man, I have seen those goats climbing on trees, man.
In our religion, there's a day when all goats get slaughtered.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, where we get goats. It's like Thanksgiving, you know. You buy a goat, slaughter it, you eat the meat, distribute it, and done. Goat's gone.
How much is a goat in Canada?
You can get one from like $200 to $300.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Kerwin, you ever had curry goat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had a pretty good day here. The news, the buys played out, the sells played out after that. Some people took sells on US 30 as well. That moved really nice. I think it was a pretty good day.
Interesting.
You mentioned you started trading with $700. How long did it take you to turn that into 10,000? I started with $700 and then I didn't run it up to 10,000. I deposited more money. That's what I did. Because, you know, when you start to get consistent, then you start depositing more money, right? It's kind of like when you want to go to a funding account company. You feel like you're consistent enough to finally get that funding. So that's how funding works. Funding works when you realize that you are consistent, you can take better trades. So then you go to a funding account company and give them money and get an account. But if you're not consistent and you're giving them money to get a funded account and then you're losing that account, it just you're throwing money away, right? Might as well use that towards some education. Who was your first broker? I think it was IC Markets. Yeah, IC Markets. Can you draw analysis on US30? Let's try. Yeah, right here. We had support, price broke support. Now candle is coming back up, and there was a support which price broke right over here. Yeah, I think it tapped down into this minor. What's this? This is a consolidation here, right? So this consolidation has a support down here, and it has a resistance up over here. So then price kind of like tapped into this area. So for someone out there, for some reason, if you're taking losses today, if you've taken 3-4 trades and you've taken losses, just call it a day. This is a public service announcement brought to you by Raja Banks and team that if you are taking losses today, just call it a day. Doesn't make sense for you to keep continuing on trading, trust me. Just call it a day, come back tomorrow. If you haven't taken a trade today, that's fine as well, because that's discipline. That's okay. I didn't take a trade yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was tough, right?
Yeah, yesterday was pretty tough. I decided to stay out. What's this? Oh, wrong chart. Can you see Euro USD? No, because you sent a wrong chart. Uncle Ted's channel, anybody? Yes, it's... I don't know if you can find it. Let me know.
Don't lie.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Don't lie. Can you do analysis on GP USD? Sure. Ooh.
US30 don't play around.
Yeah, look at that spike over there.
That moves. So it's amazing how much that moves.
All right, let's take a look at GP USD. So we're coming down to this support type of thing over here. Hey, what time is the boat today?
6:30.
Oh, 6:30. Okay. Yeah, I moved some things around, so I'm gonna be there.
Oh, nice. What tool do you use for back testing? I just look at the chart and I ask why. Does your broker have zero spread accounts? There is no such thing as zero spread accounts. You have to pay somewhere to trade. You have to pay somewhere to trade. A broker is an intermediary that brings a buyer and seller together. The way the broker makes money is they have to take a middle of bringing the buyer and seller together. So if there's zero spread, zero commissions, whatever you think, you're paying somewhere. So don't ever think that you're trading for free. You're paying somewhere. Whether you have to pay a monthly account fee, you pay higher spreads, higher commissions, there's always going to be a fee whenever you're taking a trade in a brokerage, because that's how brokers make money, by taking the middle. Brokers don't make money when you lose. That's a misconception that people use with bad brokers. Good brokers don't need you to lose. They want you to win because they collect on the middle of the trade. They don't collect on your losses.
Ted, he just didn't hear anything we just said a while ago about commissions, right?
I know.
How can the broker lose? It's a win-win situation either way.
Exactly.
Broker wants you to stay in business so they can make more money.
What reaction on US30 to the 26,000 flat?
Wow.
God damn it.
That's
literally just flipped in that time.
Yeah. That's
No
why
way.
this thing is so hard to trade.
Yeah, I don't like the look of that at all. I thought, oh, that's really good how it's reacted to that low point, and then it's pushed up. Now it's like 2 minutes later.
You know, to be honest, I have gotten really, really good at GJ just by looking at US30 and how hard this is. So GJ just now looks like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
I might give that a go.
Puts things into perspective.
Yeah, because I tried to paper trade US30 all the time, and I always lose. And when I come to GG, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna go up or down. Just take a trade and win.
Just the wicks that looks not scary, but nearly impossible to predict. But like you're saying, if you guys are looking at what a 1 and 5 minute one, I think you said it's a completely different game then.
Yeah, it's like riding a bicycle and then moving to a tricycle. You're like, oh, this is easy. Well, unicycle. GJ used to scare the hell out of me 3 years ago. Yeah, now it's pretty easy. Like once you really understand, I mean, I've been looking at US30 for the last 2 years every morning at this time, so there's a lot of experience involved in this case. Raja, you are a scammer. Thank you.
I had that this morning, but someone paid me to say that.
Monty, you scammer, mate.
They sent me £2. They said, "Oh, you're such a fake." I was like, "Thanks." I got £2.
They sent you the £2 so that you could read it.
Yeah, man. I was very grateful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's made a whole £2 profit today.
They choose a day when you make all this profits and they call you a scammer, eh? Wow, what a day to choose. What a day to choose to call you that.
That's okay. Don't see where you send the chart. Yeah, you need to view the video there. What else news we got coming in here? I think it was bright sunny days other than the pound. Yeah, that's it. I mean, USD news, that's it. Came pretty bad. What did that do? Oh yeah, that was the news. That was a news reaction on US30. John Bain's saying it's all fake, and I know it. No, it's actually not fake. I mean, you could really make money from this. It's not fake at all, honestly. I don't know how you could say this is fake. I mean, are we faking the candles here? Am I just drawing these on Microsoft Paint?
Unless this is recorded.
Yeah, unless this was recorded.
Is that what it is? Is it yesterday?
Yeah.
Just play by play from yesterday.
How?
man.
How can this be? Like I post my wins. I also posted my bank balance. I posted my account balance and all the live trades. How can this be fake?
I don't think you need to do any more, dude.
I just don't understand. You want to see cash? Hold on, let me show you cash. 1 sec.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
It's a waste. It's a waste of time. You could even go to the broker and pick the cash up, and they'll still tell you it's fake. The broker could even verify your account is where they still say it's fake.
Yeah. I've had that.
Stupid dude.
Raja's gonna die on the cross trying to prove that he can trade.
No, I know.
He's gonna just pull out a fat wedge in a minute, but it still won't be enough.
YouTube sensation commit suicide because he tried to prove to random people that he was real, even after showing 400,000 in profits in 4 months.
Yeah, they just don't believe me.
They don't believe me.
It's just so funny though, because I mean,
it's cash for you.
Oh my goodness!
Ooh,
Steady.
I think that's a 6,000 something over there.
Oh man!
But no, this is fake, man. Everything's fake.
I've seen them. They look fake, though. To be fair, your currency looks fake.
Yes.
plastic currency.
It's actually very nice. You can't break it.
Nice.
You can't
It's nice
tear
colours.
it. You can't tear it, man. That's the thing.
Very cool colours.
It's funny though. I mean, I think people just, it gets them so frustrated because so many people want to watch other people fail, and then they come every day here. And I think Raja had like 2 losing trades this week, I think, in the morning, and then the rest were big wins. And it just pisses people off because it's like there's a group that is just waiting for this to fail. And every day it gets bigger and stronger, and they just get angrier. It's actually entertaining.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like every day they come here to see, they come and intentionally. They come to the stream just to watch if they can fail. And if they don't fail, if they call winning trade, they just get mad.
Yeah.
It's like, they're just like, for fuck's sakes, mate.
Yeah, it's like, how did they do this again? Like, it doesn't make sense. They say such stupid things. Wicks and candles, that's not how you trade. And
But then they'll come back tomorrow for the same.
yeah, they'll come back tomorrow, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So dumb.
Anyway, on that note, gentlemen, I'm going to make a move. Have a great morning.
All right,
Enjoy.
take care.
I'll see you later on.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna head out. Take care, everybody.
All right,
Thank
bye,
you so
Gordon.
much. All right, man. Take care, Drew.
What's this?
Shukriya, Raja.
Oh, shukriya, bro. Take care. Oh, nice. Someone got this sell. Beautiful. What do you think about your edge? You think your technical method is your edge, or consistency and risk management? I think it's a combination of all three things. It's about waiting for candles to. The main thing, man, what I learned from Ted was to wait for candles to flip in your direction. That's it. That's the one thing that has really, really changed, a lot of things. Because like if candles are going up and you're taking a sell, you guys see like what's the probability it's going to work all the time, rather than what's the probability if you take a sell when candles are flipping bearish. So I mean, most people you lose when you don't wait for candles to close in your direction, and the higher the time frame candle closes, the better confirmation is that going to be.
Yeah, I find that that's a struggle for a lot of new traders and just traders in general. When I talk to them, like they'll give me these ideas and they'll say, okay, gold is going to drop to like 1700, right? As an example. And I look at the chart and everything's pointing bullish. And I'm saying, well, why? And they're like, well, this is an area that we could reject. And it's like, but if that's the area that we're going to reject, why not wait for it just to reject first? Like if you can take one thing away from this stream, and this is something you should write down, or put in your notes or whatever it is. This is a seriously important concept. It's the most fundamental concept that you'll probably learn when it comes to trading. So take this down: is a trend isn't going to be 5 or 10 pips. Just remember that in the back of your head. If you can keep that in the back of your head, that a trend isn't going to be 5 or 10 pips, you're going to find that you will become a lot more patient, because the impatience comes from the fact that when you see the move happening, you think that this is the end of time, that you're not going to catch it. And you have to realize big trending moves are 20, 30, 40, 80, 100 pips. Like if you look at GJ dropped for the 2 hours that we were on, GJ dropped about 50, 60 pips. So there were multiple opportunities for you to catch 10 pips, 15 pips in that move. So if you can take one thing away from your learning experience, a trend isn't 5 or 10 pips. So if there's going to be a reversal and we're going to change direction, the directional change is going to be more than 5 or 10 pips. So just keep that in mind, and that will ease your mind, and it will release the pressure or take away the impatience of trying to catch that entry. If you understand that concept, that when we're trending, we're going to trend for 50, 60, 100 pips, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable about your trading, and you're not missing the trade if you don't catch that 5-minute entry or that 15-minute entry. Just let it go. If it's meant to trend that direction, you're going to catch the entry that you need to collect the amount that you need in terms of your trading.
Can you please call another pair? I missed the action. No. What do you mean? No, man. Like profitable trades are not in a market. It's not like you can just buy a profitable trade. Can you please?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Euro CHF. Take a sell.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Let's take a look over here. Euro CHF.
Yeah. Oh. This is the perfect gulag comment. Ted just explained what a trend is, and you asked him to call another trade. That sums up the gulag in a nutshell. It's like we explain a whole concept, and then someone turns around and says something. Oh, can I have this? It's like, oh.
Yeah, I think I'm done for today, early today. So might as well call it a day.
All right, bro.
All right,
I'm done.
Vincent and gang,
Yeah, that's good.
take care.
Take
Have a
Fun.
good day, guys.
See you guys.
Take it, guys. See you around.